What could you possibly say afterwards? I'm so curious. Actually, forget what I was going to say. Say what you're going to say. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I saw the next level.
What have you done investment-wise that you're very proud of that you would recommend for the everyday people out there?
Every single person with no excuse before you invest in anything else, except for maybe paying off credit card debt. These are your two big investments that you're always making early on in your life.
Destiny, you and I might not agree on certain politics. We might not agree on what we're letting our girls do when we're not around. I don't know. But we're on the money game, you and I, we're on the right page here, okay?
I've learned more from sitting on this couch than I ever have from any.
She's alleging that he's a misogynist,
narcissist, yeah.
Okay? And there's emotional abuse going on, and he's... Yeah. You hate Pearl?
Yes.
Do you think Tristan Tate has a point here, though, by the way?
No, of course not.
You don't think so?
No.
I can guess probably within 20 of each one.
Wow.
Stop it.
I guarantee
I don't even know my
You're telling me, hold on, right? I'm going to stop this whole
You gonna school for that?
show right now. You're saying you can just look at somebody,
100%.
male or female,
Yeah.
and tell their body count?
I'm good at this. Only.
Brother,
I'm not good at anything else.
The floor is yours.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
347.
347!
You've had sex.
You're super low, bro.
You like sex.
No, I'm just kidding. Totally kidding. 347 is a very high number.
You like sex. You like relationships, but when you just get out of them, you go fucking banana sandwich.
Well,
yeah.
I'm not going to confirm or deny that. Here's what I will say.
You'll go rampage and you'll get back into business focus and you'll fall in love and you do it all over.
A girlfriend for a couple years, break up, South Beach psychopath. Girlfriend for a
No, then you get back into business mode and then you find your girl. Yeah.
I
feel like that cycle's pretty common for even men and women.
Guys,
especially my friend
Some
here.
women too.
Yeah. I mean, I've been in the Miami nightlife scene. That's a very high number. I'm not going to confirm or deny that.
Yeah, just close.
I don't know.
You're like, I lost count.
Okay. Anyway, Ryan.
Yeah.
Continue, sir.
Okay, over here.
Yes.
Natalia.
18.
18. Oh.
A legal adult.
I don't have anything to say. I don't.
Pretty close.
No, it's not close.
What, you're much higher?
I don't speak on
Plead the fifth.
It's 18. It's 18.
Continue, sir.
I'll tell you it's not 18, but that's a good guess.
Okay. Good guess. Good guess.
Good guess.
I'm on fire.
I don't know. I literally don't know.
2 for 2, baby
Okay,
girl.
You're
Talk to me.
Wow.
Okay, you're a tricky one, Destiny. 26. And you could have more. You just don't like it. Girls annoy you.
Yeah, I do hate women, but I do like sex, so.
Right.
I'd say you're a little low.
You can put it aside.
Respectfully.
That's my dog.
Okay.
So would you like to amend your number at all based on his response?
Yeah.
46.
I'm a bad person. You're very low.
Okay.
But
I think you could have sex.
Ooh.
You just don't like it.
Why?
Not that you don't like the pleasure of it. You just get the out of my bed type guy.
I like sex. Why would you think that?
I just think like once it's over, you're like, kick rocks. Don't care about which filter to
if there's a
post.
girl that I'm thinking about meeting, what I'll usually do is if I'm chatting with her, we'll sex, trade nudes or whatever, I'll jerk off, and then after I come, I'll be like, now that I'm done, would I still want you here with me? And if the answer is no, I just don't bring him over.
That's before you sleep with them.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, so when Destiny
but if I
earlier
finish-
said, I am 100% my authentic self, the fact that you just said that on camera.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I
I'm just
know.
saying.
Say it,
If
don't
I
spray it, buddy.
finish,
That's a
if
real
I
one.
finish,
Wow.
and I'm like, you know
What?
what? I don't think I would want you here with me right now,
Okay.
then I just don't bring
That's
him.
brilliant.
Destiny, if you can, because, you know,
Yeah.
there's
That
kids
is so
watching.
funny.
In the most PG-13...
There's a kid on the
In
couch
the
with
most
you.
PG-13 way, say that again just so I understand what you do.
If you have sexual fantasies about a person you're talking to,
Yes.
sometimes it's good to just masturbate, and then when you finish, in that moment right there, think, would I want this person next to me right now?
Yo,
Wow.
great call.
And if the answer is yes, be like, yeah, we should hook up, we should hang out, because that's like a fun person to me. But if my thing would be like, I've got to figure out a way to get you the out of my house, and I don't know what excuse I'm going to use.
Destiny, may I?
then
Do you
probably-
masturbate 2 pictures of them?
Well, it depends on what they send me.
nudes.
Sure.
Right.
You know, this is a little...
You don't have a strategy for knowing if you should hook up with someone or not? You don't think about this at all?
I'm going to say one thing, but Brittany, you go first.
I've used a version
Yeah.
of that strategy to make sure that I don't double back on an ex of any kind. Like, if I feel like I want to reach back out, or there might be something to explore, or it's kind of unclear between us, I've masturbated and waited to see how I felt after the post masturbation clarity. So
you know what's interesting? Because then we're going to get to everyone else's numbers. So we're not going to let you off the hook, ladies and gentlemen. We got a prognosticator to the stars out here. Just
This is like a
the
Black
first
Mirror
time
episode.
you were on my show,
Yeah.
in the other studio with Melina, we were having an open conversation, and Melina asked me, "What's your favorite part of sex? Tell me your favorite." And I said, to be honest with you, because, 347 apparently.
Oh, yeah, you know.
I said my favorite part is afterwards lying there with the girl and actually wanting to stay there, like, in bed with the girl versus, all right, clean up, here's a napkin, keep it moving.
Yeah.
So it's like the reverse thing of what you're saying about, like,
Just virtually.
the picture and masturbating and then
I don't know if it's the
deciding,
reverse thing,
I'm
but, like, you
like,
would
all
wanna-
right, stay here as long as you'd like.
Sometimes
rather than, hey, your Uber is going to be here in 10 minutes. That's actually my favorite part, is actually wanting to hang out with the girl after sex.
Well, generally
it's a
too,
pretty
because
good,
if the person is
pretty good
there,
barometer,
12%
no?
of the time.
if you
I'd
enjoy
say.
the person there afterwards, you're probably enjoying the moment of sex.
Of
more,
course.
too, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the
It's,
sex
it's really hard to
itself-
imagine a person that you have a lot of whatever you're about to say. I super disagree with, but it's hard to imagine that you've got a person you've got like a lot of chemistry with. Well, you're about to say like the sex itself is what could with that tone of voice? What could you possibly say afterwards? I'm so curious. Actually, forget what I'm gonna say. Say what you're gonna say. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I saw the Matrix and I could tell you're gonna say some dumb shit. So go ahead, finish that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just...
He's like, I'm
Okay.
gonna stop you right there.
Go finish.
Sex
I'm
is
sorry.
like pizza. It's like,
Even though it's
that
bad,
was
it's
the pizza.
good.
It was fucking great. It was good. I'd have it again. It's pizza.
It's good at any time of the day.
yeah. When are you ever like, oh, I fucking hate that pizza?
When the dough is
You're
too soft
lactose.
and can't get hard in the oven.
Okay. Like, put it in
Wow.
No,
Yeah.
that's, well,
Big pill guy.
Well,
gotcha.
That's so
Big what?
Pill guy.
Okay, gotcha.
I got yellows, I got blues, I got them all.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're just putting that out there.
That's right.
Why?
Because
Because none of men
94.5.
talk about it. You see all these pill ads. Why is it so popular? No, I don't need those. I don't need those. Billions of dollars industry. None of us can get it up.
I did have a male friend say that recently.
Okay.
That he.
Yeah, I mean, luckily I haven't gotten to that point. I'm not saying I've never used a pill before.
You know what? I want my new number for you, 682.
Oh, it just keeps going up and up and up.
Just double. Okay.
I had a guy friend say that recently that his current girlfriend, one of the things that like hooked him and when they bonded was like there was one night he was having a performance issue and he's like, I've had girls be absolute douchebags about this, and she was very like understanding. So I think there's something with like,
Well,
we make fun of male penis
Yes.
sizes and performance and time, and sometimes it's like, hey, go easy on fellas.
If I had $1 for
Everybody-
every time I said, just give me a minute, baby, I'd be rich.
okay.
That's real.
Guys, we are being as
It's humble.
real as it gets.
I feel like if a
around here
girl
at
was
this
making
point.
fun of me for not getting hard, I would just blame the girl and gaslight her and think it's her fault.
Wow.
Why would
Says the guy who hates women.
Why would you take that on yourself? Okay, my response to external stimuli, you're obviously not doing it for me.
Just blame shift.
If she wants, she can roll over. I'll open support on my phone. I can send her back, and I can.
It's one of those things where it's like, you had one job, girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Get me going, and I'll do the rest.
Yeah.
Okay? I'll do everything else.
half the time, all they have to do is lay there. Damn.
Wow.
Well,
Anyway, speaking of laying there,
Yeah.
Ryan,
Numbers. Go ahead, sorry.
Brittany has a number that I believe you would like to
love
call
it.
out.
Yeah, 89.
89.
not that high.
Oh, yeah, it is.
That is a,
No, I can promise it's not.
that is a high number. What's
He's
giving it away? The
kissing high numbers
tattoos?
everyone.
Yeah.
No, she has fun.
Oh, thanks.
In a good
Well,
way.
she's a female comedian with tattoos who likes to put herself out there.
I feel
and
like
she's also
Brittany-
attractive,
I feel
and
like
she's
she's
also
the
a
girl
really
that says,
Thank-
guys can have sex with multiple people and it's cool. Why can't girls?
I will agree with that. I will agree with that. I don't shame myself for having one night stands. I don't overthink any of that. I consider myself to be a very sexual person. I will say 89 is a little too high. I don't know the exact number, and I definitely had more sex, less quality in my 20s, and I have less sex but way better quality now in my
Good for you,
30s.
Brittany.
So you means you got smarter as you got older.
I got smarter and pickier, and I consider myself to be a very sexual person. It's been a minute since I've had sex.
Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna
Like-
do what he's doing.
Okay.
With the body count thing with your age.
Yeah.
Okay, 32.
32, right on the money.
Look at that.
That's it. 32.
Okay, sauce.
Yeah.
89.
Yeah.
89 feels too. I don't know the exact number, but it's under 89.
Okay, how about this?
do the
Is
math.
it under 100?
Yeah, it's under 100.
Is it over 40?
Yeah.
All right.
It's in between. See, I gave you a range.
This guy's good.
Okay.
I mean, he's giving me a lot of credit out here. That's whatever number he threw my way is a huge number.
You do your thing.
Does everybody here
I'm not a
actually?
young man, Ryan.
I have a legitimate question before we continue.
Yes.
Does everybody here know their exact number?
With,
Exact
within
or like within a
I
range?
lost
We all have an
Okay.
idea.
I lost
I
count.
was working on a bit
I'm not
about
young.
this.
I feel like there's guys where I might be self-reporting. When you start to get to like
No,
20
when
or
you
30,
say you might be self-reporting,
when
you're doing a self-report right now.
Good,
Go
I
ahead.
am self-reporting. I don't give a because
full analysis.
I'm good. I
Go
will
ahead.
self-report. When you start to hit a certain number as a guy, you get to like 20, 30, you don't like write them all down. You're like, God, I'm so cool, blah, blah, blah. Like
I
in
know
the
guys
beginning
that
of
still
your-
do that.
Yeah,
I used to have
I think
a-
that's
obviously,
weird.
At some
Yes.
point you start, well, that's because
Yes.
it's not an accomplishment to you, okay? You can f 20 or 30 guys in a night without any effort.
I take
It's
it
a lot of
back,
work
I have
for
had
us,
sex
okay?
I used to have a
89
Google
times.
sheet.
Yes.
It's a lot more work for us,
I would
right?
log their name, their best Instagram photo, and like a little note. You
Okay,
know,
that's a
little
lot.
detail.
That's
Okay,
too much.
by the way,
yeah,
what
up to
you're-
like 30. I did that.
If I
Okay.
found that, I would dump you.
the whole Excel spreadsheet thing or whatever, look, not to call out my homies out there, I know guys that do these types of things.
yeah, it's great.
I don't know one girl that does these types of things. So here's my list. Here's my spreadsheet. That's not a good look for women. Do you know any women that do that?
No.
That brag about their body count and show pictures and names?
No.
Because guys will be like, Heather, Kansas City, met her at the football game, huge tits, boom.
Okay, wait, hold on. That's
You know-
because for guys,
Yes.
that's hold on. I cut you off like this.
No, it's okay. I feel like even instead of a spreadsheet, why don't you just get one of those little like ticket counters that they have at delis? And like after somebody leaves your apartment and it's
Calling
done,
me
you're
out
like,
69
click, click.
out here, 69 with the roast beef out here, what?
Yeah, exactly. Set you up for that one.
I feel like the reason why
right into that thing,
guys
yeah.
probably might do this a little bit more is because I don't think that guys have the level of depth of conversation with our friends as women do. So guys will record it somewhere personally because we're not going to talk about it otherwise. So women will say things like I think every woman here is like, oh, I could never imagine doing that. But you guys will be in your group friends with your girlfriends,
right.
posting pictures of your husband's dick, being like, oh my God, look at what he sent me. So like, isn't this cool or whatever?
I don't do
Women
that, but I know the
shit
girls
like
that
this.
do that.
Yeah,
Girls
women
that
do
do
this shit
that.
regularly.
Yes.
I would never
That's
share
why
that.
I'm
My
nervous about
husband's
one night
favorite
stands.
position is blah blah blah. Me and my husband do
Okay.
this blah blah blah. I was like, holy shit.
I'm
like,
nervous
yeah.
about one night stands because then no matter what, you get a group chat review in the morning.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
whatever you're doing, you're getting
Girls
out
are
of 5 stars.
way more
Ryan,
open.
I'm going to guess your
Wait,
age.
what?
Yeah.
Okay. He's got a youthful energy about
Yeah.
him.
He does.
But this guy's been around the freaking block.
Yo, you're on fire.
Okay.
You get it.
You're 34.
31, birthday 3 days
31.
ago. Yeah.
Oh,
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
You know what you
Went to
have?
Vixen's Cabaret.
By the way, you know what you have? Real talk. We can turn on the cameras off right now. You have one of those smiles where you could say anything and just be like, yeah. And then
Yeah.
just, yeah, so I killed a man.
I know. He's likable.
You have that face.
Ryan
wrong? Yeah,
Seacrest.
I would have put him on a
I
Wheaties box.
abducted children. So like, this guy can get away with murder. Destiny, as much as I love you, bro, you don't have that face. If you're like, I
No.
killed a man,
Guilty.
you probably killed that guy.
Probably oh my God, yeah.
Probably more than one. Yeah, true.
That's good.
Anyway,
Yeah.
the lovely Entem, who is a class act, any woman that willingly just sings Frank Sinatra, Fly Me to the Moon, classy as it gets,
Right.
I believe you had a number that you would like to report on our lovely friend
Yeah,
over here.
A lovely 26, just from college days, but has been so good lately.
It's the nannying.
Yeah. You know, a little bit of a Cancun days, you know. Oh my God, we don't talk about that. But now she's
Oh, since I quit drinking,
like, I want to say 3.
That's always a good sign.
Oh, yeah.
Since I quit drinking, it's only been very
Right, like
few.
3 in the
While I
last
was
4
drinking,
years.
It was a
how'd
problem.
you know?
Multiple
Right?
night, yeah.
3 in the last 4 years?
Yeah.
More or less.
But see, I think women don't.
But anytime you give a girl a compliment like that, like, no, you've been actually on your best behavior and you haven't done a lot, she's gonna be like,
Yeah, that's right.
of course.
She doesn't even open
Totally.
Tiger's DMs anymore. you know?
Gotcha.
As opposed to Adam over here who's been glowing ever since he said 347.
I'm on top of the world right now.
Yeah,
Still
yeah.
waiting to lose my virginity, though. Drinks on you, bro. Ryan.
Yeah.
Okay. Who do you think, and then I'm going to let you say your number, who were you the most wrong on, and who were you the most right on with your body count prediction?
Most right.
How?
You,
Yeah.
This guy.
solid.
Yeah, most right. Maybe most right over here, too. I was close.
Very.
Thank you.
I would agree with that.
Okay.
Destiny, you know, he was a hit or miss because, you know, maybe he loves to so much, would never know. You know, maybe he has threesomes.
He's got a poker face.
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't know about Destiny?
No clue.
Oh, you're about to find out today.
Yeah.
What's a Kevin Hart? You gonna learn today? Oh, you about to learn today.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would make me lean towards that number being a lot higher. That like
Oh, yeah.
quiet confidence poker face is usually of the like I don't need to even tell you the number.
He
'cause
might be at
it's-
the orgy parties tonight.
Let me tell you
Who knows?
something.
Right.
Yeah.
Destiny's face is like, I've murdered a woman now. That's what he says.
That's right.
And it's just boom,
Yeah.
poker face.
Or you
What
could
could be
say-
more sexually exciting than actually murdering a woman? I mean, like, let's be honest, okay? Especially depending on who the woman
Ryan,
is, all right?
Think,
you know,
yeah.
you know, before I started getting into finance and romance, I just did finance, and I would go around and interview everybody about money, save your money, invest your money. I'm the biggest advocate of just being smart with your money, working, budget, allocating, saving, investing, Roth IRA, 401k, having a retirement plan set up, having index funds, ETFs. Like, I'm very traditional. And then there's a certain segment of my money, let's say 10%. I'm like, fuck it, I'll buy a Bitcoin. Fuck it, I'll spend some money on Ethereum. I don't know what these Bored Apes are, but all right, I'll drop 20 grand on one. All right, cool. But some people would spend all their freaking money on this nonsense. So there's something in the finance world called asset allocation. And I would go to the Miami Bitcoin conference and I would ask them, I would say, how much of your money, of your overall, it's called AUM in the finance world, assets under management, of your assets, do you have in crypto? And the numbers were, bro, astonishing. 95%, all my money. Other than my rent money, it's all in crypto. And then I would say, well, no cash, no stocks, no dividend paying stocks, no REITs, no real estate, no nothing. I'm crypto to the moon, baby. It's like,
so you're saying that people went two balls to the wall on this one thing. Is that?
So in another word, asset allocation, there's another word called diversification. So you don't put all your eggs in one basket. We all know that. So many people were just all in on whether it's Bitcoin, whether it's crypto, whether it's Dogecoin, whether it's fucking Bored Apes. So when you see it loses 95%, let me tell you something. If you're like, hey, Adam, I don't know much about like the S&P 500, bro, and I'm really scared to put my money in that. I get it. It's 500 the biggest companies. If the 500 biggest companies in America loses 95% of its value, you got bigger things to worry about than your stock account. The world's coming to an end.
Yeah.
That's what that means. 95% of the biggest 500 companies of the world lose that much value, the world's coming to an end.
Yeah.
If 95% of NFTs come to an end, nobody gives two shits.
Yeah.
Okay, other than the people that are putting together a class action lawsuit behind the crypto Bored Ape thing that's going on right now. So the point is this. Okay, shout out to Justin Bieber, he's gonna be okay. But how many other people lost stupid amount of money gambling their money away with this? You've had multiple conversations on NFTs. Yeah, you confronted a guy that sold something in NFTs and you asked him on repeat, what's an NFT? And he wouldn't even define it for you.
This is like, broadly speaking, when it comes to markets, this is just a thing that I encourage everybody to know, okay? If there is one thing capitalism does well, it's that money finds investment opportunities. And if you think you've discovered an investment opportunity that nobody else has, 99% of the time you're wrong. Unless you've done a ton of research and you've got highly specialized skills. And if you are even wondering if you have these skills, you don't. You're not even close. If there is money to be made with a simple investment or a click of a button, then there is a whole organization, multiple corporations, tons of firms, tons of guys working on Wall Street, tons of people working who research shit all day, who've already got their money there, who are ready to make money off of you, putting your money in there thinking that you're going to be them doing it. So yeah, that's always like, when it comes to like investment, like very few people understand anything about finance, anything about crypto, anything about whatever. If you think you're about to dump your money to something to get rich, chances are you just get the next person's sucker, like most of the time.
Yeah, I want to say like 90% of my network that was going like really hard with crypto and NFTs and everything in that space. I had never seen them invest or do anything smart with their money prior to that. So it was like a recipe for disaster. I think that's part of the crash.
That's the microwave hustle society, get rich quick society.
Yeah.
But
do you know
that's not
Boogie?
how life works.
Do you know Boogie 2988?
Is that like part of the
he's like an entertainer.
Gang crew you're rolling with?
No, he's like an entertainer, gamer, rager guy. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Who is it, sir?
Boogie 2988. This was like the perfect symbol of like all the crypto shit. I remember he made a video some years ago. Basically,
quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Basically, he was so happy that he had cashed out so well in crypto. He made so much money that he bought a brand new Tesla, and he made a YouTube video bragging about it. And then I think it was like 6 months later, it was like, listen, guys, I need to fundraise. I lost my ass. I lost everything in my crypto investments.
I had a nice big nest egg. I took some financial advice from a friend, and I'm not pointing fingers necessarily. I took the advice, but I put my money in the crypto market in the wrong section, and I pretty much lost most of everything. That sucks. That really sucks. It is what it is, though. I mean, like, I've come to terms with it, but I need to get back to work. I have some savings, but they're going quickly. And if I don't start live streaming and making content and getting ad revenue and stuff again, I'm going to lose everything.
It's like
it
when
was
you see somebody at a Miami bar and they're like covered in like brand name items and they look really flashy, and then you overhear their card get declined, and you're like, "What's happening here?" Like,
So, Destiny, you've done Steven. You've done very well for yourself over the years.
Okay.
Right? You were a janitor at one point in Nebraska. Was it a janitor?
Close enough, yeah.
Okay.
Carpet cleaner, yeah.
Carpet cleaner, carpet muncher these days. You're doing it. You've done well for yourself. You've made money. You've made a name. You have a career. What have you learned about money? You stay humble. You just said you would jump a fence for $10, right? You've had opportunities out there. What have you learned about money that's all over the floor here that has kept you humble, but you're willing to also invest? You invest in your business. What are the things that you've learned to spend your time and money on? And what have you been like, hell no, I ain't messing with that? Like, give me the yin and the yang, the good and the bad.
There are just so many random tips that I just kind of like either intuited through the years or learned to do the opposite of what my parents do. Just a few things. Oftentimes, actually maybe every time, your income is less important than your budget. If you're somebody that's like desperately trying to figure out like how to pay rent, or if you don't have a budget, you haven't even started. It's like trying to lose weight without counting calories, or trying to do, I don't know, like online business without KPIs or something, right? Like you have to be monitoring your outflow of money. So make a budget, keep a budget, figure out, you know, am I actually spending $250 a month on Starbucks? Like that can happen. So budgeting is important. Debt. I truly believe that the only maybe two things you should go into debt on are a house, maybe a car. I have never floated a credit card balance my entire life. Like I was homeless for a month. I almost lost my house when I was doing carpet cleaning and everything was but I would never do payday loans or credit card debt because at that point you're already and you're going to get in a never-ending rat race. So be very careful with how you use debt. Utilizing debt to grow business is good. Wealthy people use debt a little bit different than poor people. Poor people use debt usually to buy some good or service early that they could have just waited for. Usually wealthy people will leverage debt to make more money than they could have with their own money. So be careful how you use debt. Don't ever float a credit card balance ever. There's no reason to ever have a credit card balance ever.
What about investments? What kind of investments have you made that you've learned? By the way, just to back up, everything that you talked about with a budget, I say you have to have a game plan for your money, your income. You have the offense and defense. Your offense is how much money you're making. Defense is how many points you're giving up to basically your expenses.
Sure.
Getting out of debt. Debt is what I often say. This. Some people think that I'm right. Some people that I'm wrong. I don't care. This is what I believe in. The worst four-letter word in the world is not fuck. It's not shit. It's debt. Okay. You can curse me to a high heavens, but go drown in debt. Good luck with that.
That is oppressive.
Debt is dumb, as Dave
And it's
Ramsey
dumb because
says.
usually you get debt. Like, if you're out there, you get like $20,000, $30,000 in student loans. That's, I don't know if it's popular or unpopular. That's good debt. That's fine. You're leveraging some.
You're investing in your
you're investing in your future
career,
education. It's going to pay
there,
off.
we get it.
But like, you buy a TV, the good feelings from that TV are going to go away in about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, it's nice to have a TV and you can still watch it, but the upgrade or whatever, the good feelings will go away, but that debt is going to loom and hang, and you're going to get more debt, and the interest.
No doubt.
So, God, it's so horrible.
So there's depreciation, that's your assets going down. I get it. And then there's appreciated. We all want to be appreciated. It's the number one thing that we all want other than food, water, shelter is to feel appreciated. Hey, great job. Hey, Ryan, good to see you again, buddy. Great, welcome back. What have you done investment-wise that you're very proud of that you would recommend for the everyday people out there?
Honestly, the simplest stuff is if you have a 401k, usually there's a match up to 3 to 6%. They'll match to a half or 1 to 1. Always take the 401k match. It is the freest money in the world. Yep. And then depending on your economic situation, your Roth or traditional IRA is the no-brainer. These are like your two no-brainer investments that every single person with no excuse before you invest in anything else, except for maybe paying off credit card debt. These are your two big investments that you're always making early on in your life. The IRAs are so advantaged. The government caps you at, what is it, like $5,900 or $6,000 a year right now?
Yeah, $6,000.
Yeah, 401k, you're never going to find another investment that's guaranteed to double up like you will with a 401k for an employee match. All the rest of my money is, I'd say probably anywhere from 50 to 90%, depending on how stupid I'm being, is wrapped up in like S&P 500 ETFs, like managed funds basically, VT, like international funds, like very boring. Like I want to make 7 to 12%, every year. And then the 10 to 20 to 30%, depending on how crazy I'm being, might be like an individual stock or something fun to trigger conservative.
Let me say one thing, and we'll move on to the last topic. Destiny, you and I might not agree on certain politics. We might not agree on what we're letting our girls do when we're not around. I don't know. But we're on the money game, you and I, we're on the right page here, okay?
I've learned more from sitting on this couch than I ever have from any conversation, class.
Get the f*** out of debt, have a game plan for your money, save, invest, and take a fraction of what you're willing to lose and put that in wild, weird shit, whatever, like Bored Ape NFTs. So, but don't take 90, 100% and be like, Dogecoin to the moon, baby, and then we're out.
Yeah. Oh, and then on
You
the
want to
one
weigh in on
the-
this?
I was at the Bitcoin convention and I bought my first Bitcoin, so I'm very happy about this.
When did you buy it?
Well, honestly, a guy bought it for me. They had the ATM machines. You just put it in cash and it gives you the coin, like the credit for it.
Someone actually gave you a coin? That's not a
No,
Bitcoin,
no,
huh?
no,
Okay.
no, no.
And here's your Bitcoin. It's like, no, intern, that's not a Bitcoin. Okay, cool. What were you
One
gonna
other
say?
thing I'll just say on the stock thing, because I feel like I have to say this. Stocks go up and stocks go down. If you see the stock market start to fall and you kind of want to sell off a lot of your managed funds, you're a dumb f***. Don't try to do it. You don't know better than the guys managing this shit. Leave the money there. Sometimes it goes down. It'll go back up. Leave it the f*** alone. If you try and time the market, you're always going to buy high. You're always going to sell low, and you're going to do it over and over again. You're not going to beat the market.
It's not about timing the market. It's about time in the market.
Yeah.
Yo.
Staggering your...
Yo.
Yeah. all
We
this
out
shit.
here, y'all.
1,500.
There we go. Bro, I started at 3 something, now at 15. I love this guy. All right, last story, guys, then we'll move on. Everyone's taking bathroom breaks. Everyone looks great. Did you hear what Jonah Hill is dealing with these days?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Man, this guy, you know, his acting is on point. His weight loss is on point. Low key, his game, his text game, his boundaries that he sets on point. Okay, you're familiar with what he's talking about these days? So, his ex-girlfriend, her name is Sarah Brady. She basically, I think they dated 2 years ago. This is not like breaking news about their relationship, but it's breaking news about what she commented about their relationship. She started leaking text messages, and she was very respectful to wait until him and his current girlfriend / baby mama, Olivia Miller, had a kid. And she said, I wanted to wait for Olivia to have a baby before I, quote unquote, put his shit out there.
What?
Okay?
Yeah.
So she's alleging that he's a misogynist, narcissist.
Yeah.
Okay? And there's emotional abuse going on, and he's a chauvinist, misogynist, all this stuff like that. She is apparently a surfer chick out there in LA. TMZ, I think, recently had some news on this, which we can bring up right now. Okay. So, literally just say hello and leave the convo. I love how your therapist thinks I suck. I literally am the best boyfriend on earth. Okay, good for you. Number one boyfriend. So that's what she is posting out there. Okay? So the picture of the dog laughing and the number one boyfriend, this is her leaking his messages from 2 years ago out of nowhere to be like, yo, I'm calling out my ex. Then he writes this, plain and simple. If you need, Nat, go ahead.
Yeah.
My eyesight isn't what it used to be.
If you need surfing with men, boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men, to model, to post pictures of yourself in bathing suits, to post sexual pictures, friendships with women who are unstable places and far from wild recent past beyond getting lunch or coffee or something respectful, I am not the right partner for you. If these things bring you to a place of happiness, I support it and there will be no hard feelings. These are my boundaries for a romantic partnership, my boundaries with a base on ways these actions have hurt our trust.
Okay. So
Way to go, Jonah.
Keep that up there. 'cause
Way to
there's a
go.
couple of-
Good for you.
So she wrote, if you can see below there, scroll down, see the misuse of the term boundaries.
Nowhere.
That's again, she's copying and pasting the text, and you know how it is on Instagram. You can write thing, whatever. Keep going, please. There's more text. Scroll back out, if you will.
No, I think that was it.
No,
Zoom out.
in the entire article. So go to the article if you don't mind.
Nor may I ever want from my partner, and I reserve the right, and I'm open about it. Let me know. We'll respect you either way. Can you scroll up? But these are my boundaries of this romantic relationship. Thanks. I'd love to know before the premiere, so I'm not put in a position of publicly flaunting our love if my boundaries are going to continue to be disrespected. That would be hurtful and triggering for me.
And she wrote
understood.
Understood.
Yes.
Got it. And read the last one over here, and then we'll have the discussion.
It says, take some accountability and operate with respect. It's that simple, because I'm tired of your attitude towards surf culture, that contest, and that place, because I deserve respect, period. I have been more than patient, and then shit like this still here. Fuck the contest, fuck the place, fuck not respecting me always in every situation within surf culture. You don't get it. Or you don't get it. You don't get me. It's hurtful and unacceptable to me. Get it? I don't know if you get it or care or give a shit about that shit more than me, even after Dr. Stern has said it loud and clear. And then it says, Dr. Stern is the couples therapist we've been seeing once a week for 4 months.
Okay, got it. So point is this, and then I want to hear what you guys have to say here. This is a relationship that took place 2 years ago. He's moved on to another relationship. They just had a baby. She waited, per her words, until the new girl had the baby to leak these messages out there. Naturally, TMZ picks this up. Jonah Hill is a massive actor. I mean, he's not like A-list, but he's like...
Pretty famous.
He's A-minus list.
Yeah.
He ain't Leo, but he's the co-star with Leo.
He was Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street, hello, Superbad,
Two
21 Jump
astronauts.
Street. He's a guy.
Yeah.
He's a guy. And he's basically saying, hey, look, this is where I'm at in the relationship. This is what I would like you to do or not do. Please respect it. If not, I wish you love, what have you. I'm sure you ladies can attest. You've been in relationships that guys are literally controlling and they're a little too clingy or jealous or misogynist. From a lady's perspective, and then we'll let the two gentlemen weigh in, do you see anything wrong or triggering from
Not
Jonah?
at all. He was great.
You think so?
Yeah, I'd love to date him. Just from his ideology, like he seems super spot on and proper, and you can even tell by like how much cursing she had to do. It seemed like she's coming from a really base and inappropriate place, like not from like a pure. So I don't think they're a good match. Maybe just different cultures. Once again, different.
So
styles.
if a guy says, "Hey, look, Entem,
yeah,
I love you. You're my girl. All right, but you know, so you're a singer, right? This girl was a surfer. I would really appreciate if you don't take X, Y, and Z pictures or hang out with X, Y, and Z people. This is where I'm at. And if you're cool with it, we can do our thing. If not, I'll let you go with love." How would you process something like that?
if it's for my ultimate well-being and there's like validity and truth to it, that those people actually aren't for my ultimate benefit, then absolutely. I believe, you know, what's right is right and wrong is wrong. So if it's good, I support it. And if it's not, hope he could find another woman.
And are you currently in a relationship? You're looking for love?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are going to be falling in love with you right now. Brittany? You ever been in a situation where the guy's like, I don't want you telling jokes. I don't want you saying shit out there. I don't like that you're doing OnlyFans. So, you know, I can't have this.
Then you don't like the things that are about me. From my stance, he knew what he was getting into with the girl that he was dating, how she looked and what she did for a living, and the circles that she operated in. I think for me, it's an attempt at communicating his boundaries in a healthy way. When I read the text messages and I see all of this, I don't like the tone, and it seems like as if it's trying to control her and her essence.
Gotcha.
That's my. I would have dumped if I were dating that guy and he told me to not show my body in the way that I wanted, post bikini pics. It felt very parenting, his tone to her. I personally would have probably broken up with him first and been like, this isn't going to work.
Gotcha.
Damn.
How do you feel about the fact that 2 years later she just leaked the text messages?
I will jump in about that. I don't think there's ever a good time to leak private messages in a relationship that, at least from my stance, and I could end up being wrong, doesn't seem like there was severe abuse or anything happening in this relationship. It seems like it just ended poorly and it was two people that had different boundaries. I disagree with her on that. I don't think there's ever a good time to leak things like that, and I don't think you're a hero for waiting until his new girlfriend has I think there's some residual bitterness on her end, and I don't think she's trying to be a hero and put something out there and me too. Like, I think she's just being pissy. I think they're both being kind of pissy. I can see why it didn't work.
I appreciate your nuanced approach. Where you're like, on one hand, I agree with her.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I agree with him. Okay.
Yeah.
Got
So
it.
his text felt a little less like, these are the boundaries I need, and it felt a little like patronizing. But I also don't think she's a class act for leaking this
At
at
any
all.
point, is the fact that he's a Hollywood celebrity and she's just a surfer chick, is there anything there where it's like, he's kind of the big deal, and she's like, after this story, nobody's gonna care about her. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
I felt the same way about like Adam Levine and the girl he was DMing, and while he was married, I just felt like as if her timing to all of a sudden come forward about this.
Yeah.
It feels like as if there's always an agenda with everything.
There's always an agenda.
With
Destiny,
everything.
what's your take here? I know you're a big Jonah Hill fan.
I am a big Jonah Hill fan.
I just knew it. I don't know.
Superbad's
Something
one of my favorite
about
movies of all
you.
time. Okay.
So what's that?
Superbad is a really good movie.
Classic movie.
Classic movie.
We're slowly agreeing more and more and more.
Yeah, I feel like I don't like judging relationship texts without more context, especially when only one side is leaking.
Yeah.
So, like, there are worlds where I would probably be like 95% of the girl's side. Like, let's say Jonah Hill is literally picking out like a picture of her and like a surfsuit next to a board with like a guy who like got second place in a contest. He's like, you need to take these down. I would say that's obviously you're dating a girl that's surfing. Like, what do you expect?
Yeah.
But I could also see a world where she is posting pictures this is basically just glorified, ass shots, and it's not really celebrating surfing. Like most pro surfing, the girls aren't wearing, G-strings and thongs and bikinis and shit. Like generally they're wearing like full, not a full wetsuit, but they've got like outfits on. There's a world where I could totally see him saying like, this is like too much. But when you only get one side of the text and it looks like some might have been deleted, it's hard to take anybody's side. Irrespective of all of that, I don't know why the she leaked anything. That just seems totally
it just seems petty.
And he has a right. He does have a right to say, like, listen, even if I did find you like this and whatever, I don't like this anymore. He's with it. Yeah, he's on the right to say that.
Last word, and then we got to wrap up.
Oh shit! Do we have hard outs here?
We got a hard out.
Sarah Brady is a, and I've never said the C word in my life, but it's for you, Sarah Brady. Relationships are private, and when you take that public, you're a bitch. Also, now that you've shown us private shit, I've said worse shit to my girl. We all have. Fighting with girls via text, I've said some shit. If that got leaked, I'm way worse of a man than Jonah Hill. So first of all, f you for ever trying to display a fight with an ex. F you bitch. Now, all he said was, this is what I'm cool with and not, no hard feelings. If not, I won't be with you. He could have said, I don't want you to leave the house without just showing your eyes, and if you even breathe, another guy's there. That's all I'm cool with.
See, for me, don't wear this, don't post this of your body that you have control over. Don't hang out with those people. Only hang out with those people if it's in this context. For me, I would run so far in the other direction.
Be as psycho as you want.
Controlling my lifestyle.
You gave her the out. Be as psycho as you want.
I'm just curious. He's the way bigger celebrity, right? I'm just curious if she ever made any requests over what he wears or who he hangs out with.
Yeah, but sometimes it comes from a protective place
hear me
as
out here
well.
for a second.
You're protecting your
What's the
girl.
goal of relationships? Hear me out. What's the goal of relationships?
I mean, it depends on the person, right? Some
Okay,
people want family.
so
kids,
relationship.
Some people want
You have
should be
short
an
term
asset.
and you have long term.
Yeah.
Right? The short term, your goal might just be get some ass and get some whatever and just have a great time. But if it's option 2 and it's to get married, to have kids, to have a family, you're going to need to set some boundaries. I'm sorry. At some point, lovely Brittany, you're going to meet a guy and he's like, yo, I'm going to want to make you my wife. And in order for me to make you my wife, here's what I stand for. Here are my boundaries. And you can say, yo, go fuck yourself, buddy. Or you could say, you know what? I do love this guy. And I would like to be a wife. And I get that he's being a little much, but if he's going to be my husband, I'm going to have to actually make some concessions here.
Or crazy thought I meet a guy who meets me exactly where I'm at and he's 100% okay with the fact that I have an OnlyFans and do what I do on there, which isn't even everything, and that I tour for stand-up comedy, that I have to network with. I mean, there's also a world in which I meet somebody who's like, I'm 1,000% okay with what you do.
Here's where I agree with you and here's where I disagree with you. It might not be 1,000%. It might be 94%.
Sure.
It might be 94.5%. Yeah. He might be, I love that you're doing comedy. I'm cool with this. I'm cool with this. But here's what I'm not cool with.
Totally. And I'm able to compromise.
And that's the fucking point.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
Is that if you're going to be with somebody, you're going to have to make some concessions.
I think-
Like, I've been with a girl and she's like, you know, you're a little too friendly. You know everybody. You talk to everybody. You're this and that. Like, everyone says hi to you, and it's like, yeah, I'm raw.
I will say, hold on, you gotta be careful.
What I did to is I say, what we can do is we don't have to go out every weekend. Sometimes we'll just stay in and we can have alone time.
The question,
And I'm
though, is
willing
like,
to
is this-
compromise.
They can't compromise. They clearly don't work, which is what I think my main point was.
Yeah.
Objectively, they're not on the same page.
And the question is, too, is this a 95-5 come together, or is this like a 50-50? Because like if you're dating a girl that posts modeling pics and surfs and is on Instagram, and you're telling her to stop model and stop posting pictures of her surfing on Instagram, it's like how
That's
much of a
not
compromise
50-50.
really? Yeah,
Yes.
that might be like a really
Good
big.
point.
Sounds insecure.
But it's hard to know without the other context.
Last word, and then we got to wrap up. Super chat. Here's my last final thing. I've interviewed, Nat,
Thousands.
how many women between Rolling Loud,
Thousands.
Ultra, model volleyball,
Thousands.
whatever. Here's what I have learned. It is perfectly acceptable for women to have a laundry list of checklist of their preferences. I want a guy who's 6 foot. I want him making 6 figures. I want him to be funny and cool and sweet and nice and have big sex and big and this and that. I don't want him to be nice, but not too nice. I want him to be rough in the bedroom, but not too rough. I want him to get along with his grandma, but I also want him to choke me out a little bit. I have all these different things. You know what I'm talking about here. All these different things.
He sounds perfect.
Like, there you go. All these different things that women have prerequisites for. And nobody's upset with that.
Yeah.
No, it's like, okay, cool. That's what she wants. If a guy goes, hey, look, just don't be a hoe. Like, only kind of hang with me. You might have to stop hanging out with your surfer dudes or guy friends, what have you. And, be my girl and don't do crazy wild shit.
Yeah,
and be nice.
Cancel him.
Yeah. So it's like, what a fucking misogynist scumbag.
Yeah.
It's like, so at what point a guy can't have any standards or boundaries whatsoever? He's labeled a misogynist. Jonah freaking Hill is a misogynist.
I would like to reiterate,
He's like
I don't-
the sweetest guy ever. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying is that nobody gets mad when a girl like Cardi B is like, broke boys don't deserve no pussy. They better act right. Whatever. It's like, all right, I guess.
But Cardi B isn't going to broke boys at McDonald's and picking them up, right?
What's
That's the
that?
whole- Cardi B doesn't go to McDonald's and make fun of broke boys. This guy found a surfer model on Instagram and said, I don't want you to be a surfer model. That's
That's
probably
what I'm
the
saying.
issue, right?
He's asking her to compromise
in order to
her
be his
essence.
wife. Anyway.
And maybe she'll go and find somebody who doesn't
My
have those
message to the
asks.
gentlemen out there is don't be ashamed that you have standards and boundaries.
But the
Don't
more
feel
important
bad.
message is don't go to a club looking for a princess.
Sometimes you gotta kiss some frogs in order to find a princess. No,
Frog will always be a frog.
Okay, gotcha.
I agree
don't
with
know.
that.
We'll leave
You
it
need,
right there.
you need
though.
another ego amigo. line
Can't turn
there.
him around.
Okay. All right. Destiny, I was so close to liking you, bro. So close. Let's talk about something that you were sort of indirectly / directly involved with. And this is your friend, Adam22. You've been on the show multiple times. I almost said 22 times. All over the internet right now. All over the internet. Do you know who this guy is?
I don't.
You're about to find out today.
Okay.
You're about to learn
I've
today.
seen him.
So he's facing a lot of backlash on the internet because after he allowed his wife, Lena the Plug, who I believe they both do porn. This is the sexiest financial podcast on the planet. You have the most viral podcast on the planet. He has, what is he called?
Plug
the
Talk.
coolest podcast
Oh,
on the
right.
planet.
Yeah.
Right? That's what it's a lot of things going on the planet right now. So he allowed his wife to shoot a porn scene with another man. Who is this other man? Well, he's what is known as a BBC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big black cock.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I had a feeling it wasn't the British News Network.
No, it was not the British. She had a little tea and crumpets, but that wasn't the little thing. So he says this is a great career move for her. Commenters have labeled Adam Simp of the Year. So we've got a little something to show you. Our mutual friend Pearl, she was on the show with us a few months ago, right? We all did a show together.
Yeah.
She actually did a reaction to your reaction to the thing. We got a whole thing.
A reaction to my reaction?
Reaction to you being on the show right here.
Oh, okay.
But little fun fact: these two just got married in May. They just got. You ever any interaction with them? You're out in LA.
Yeah, very, very close to them.
You're friends with them.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was talking to them yesterday, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Perfect.
They're coming on Pillow Talk next week to talk about it all, actually.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Awesome.
Boom.
Well,
Full
Adam,
circle.
Good.
Lena,
Has the video
thank you
dropped yet?
for
No, on the
the
17th.
fodder.
And that's how close to your show?
Yeah, so they want to put my episode out with when it drops, but
That's
we won't
awesome.
have the timing. We won't have
Yeah.
the timing.
All right, now let's play this
We
video.
pre-taped.
I believe it starts at 2:06. This is Pearl's
just looking at
video.
her just makes me hate women even more.
What's that?
I just hate her so much.
Pearl?
Yeah.
You hate Pearl?
Yes.
So you hate Pearl?
Yeah.
You hate MLD?
Yeah.
You hate me. He hates
You
me.
hate Brittany?
Yeah.
Well, just as a woman, not like personally.
Okay, my goal is to get you to hate me personally.
Okay, well.
I actually don't hate anybody. That's actually where I'm at in life right now.
Sorry, don't mind me. Just cut my mic, okay? Go ahead.
I like you.
Yeah.
Everyone hates you, and that's what I like about you.
Yeah, me too.
Let's
Okay,
hear what Pearl
on
has to say. I
hell?
want to hear this 26-year-old single woman's insight onto relationships, dating.
She's starting something called Wife School.
Okay.
Go ahead. Anyway, this is Pearl's video. Go ahead.
I've been with my girl for 7 years. We just got married. We're not in an open relationship, but from a porn perspective, we shoot with other girls, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
But no other guys is busting her coochie and ass out.
Well, you guessed it. Over the weekend,
Oh, no.
Something like that happened.
she filmed her first ever scene with another man.
I know you was mad.
Shit.
You was
I mean,
angry.
I agreed to it, so I wasn't. I say angry might not be the word.
But you was kind of like disappointed a little bit. Like, you vibe like cut, that's your cinch.
You know, I agreed to
hood.
it. She gave me a lot of outs on the way in. Like,
Yeah.
she kind of kept telling me, like, if you don't want me to, I won't do it.
You
You
should
know?
have said no.
I said that I wanted
You
her to
already
do
got
it. I'm
millions
like,
on top of millions of dollars, Adam. You didn't have to do that shit.
fair enough. But I
Come
told
on,
her, I'm like, I think you should do it. Let's get it
All
out the
right,
way.
so how do you vibe about it now?
She's
Do I need
32.
to get you an old English?
No. Yeah, I don't need to drown the pain in Old English. But I was kind of surprised because I feel like I can like intellectualize it. And from my perspective, I don't think it should be a big deal. Yeah. But then after she actually did it, I'm not going to lie, I did feel kind of odd.
The way that I feel is the only time I
Enter
get
Destiny.
jealous of people
Oh my God,
is when
that's
I
me.
lose access to somebody. So for my wife, if she's for the dudes, I don't care. I can for girls, that's fine because we still have each other. The only time I'll get a little bit jealous is if I'm like, if there's a girl I'm seeing that's like really cool, and then she gets a boyfriend, and then we can't.
Okay.
Wow, you were
So-
there for the announcement.
Wow, how cool. Oh my God. So many ties to Adam 22 here. Except for you, I guess, who doesn't know him at all.
Well, my name's Adam,
Right.
and my body count is above 22. So I'm doing everything I can.
Adam
You're Adam
687.
2507.
Andre 3000, Adam 3000. So interesting. He broke the news to you and to some other friends there. Who else was on the show, by the way?
My good friend Crip Mac from 55th Street. And
You said that so white. My good friend Crip Mac from 55th
yeah, we're very
Street.
good friends now. He approved of my hair color and everything.
Sick.
So I would say I'm basically a Crip now, unless you're blood listening. Don't take that personally. And then across from me,
Well,
Flacco.
you're wearing blue,
Yeah,
so
obviously.
I get it.
Gotta wear my colors, you know.
You gotta
55, keep it
represent.
55. On God, cut. And then across from me, you had a Flacco.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to those guys. So he broke the news. Here was the tweet that he actually put out right afterwards in response. He said, "Can we punch in a little bit?" He said, "It's officially been a week since I let my wife do a porn with another guy. I felt a little jealous at first, but overall it wasn't a big deal. She's watched me sleep with hundreds of girls, and it's never affected our relationship. Sleeping with that gentleman has been amazing for both her career and our business." At Plug Talk Show. Gotcha. Overall, I'm glad we did it, and I'm happy to report that she has. That what?
Her vagina has returned to its original pre-BBC size.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's whatever light that is. We got to figure that out. So good for her that her thing has returned. This go ahead.
feels like one of those corporate PR statements that companies issue after something absolutely terrible went down, and they don't want to admit how bad it is.
Yes.
And they're like, everything's fine, and we're moving forward. Sorry, I know this is your friend, but it read very stale to me.
Yes.
Like even more than the regret to let her do
on
it.
behalf of ExxonMobil, the oil spill that killed all those animals in the Pacific, we regret to inform you that I see what you're
We
saying.
personally talked to the animals that survived, and they don't hate us either. Yeah. So I didn't buy it. Sorry. That's me. Yeah.
Gotcha. Here was Pearl's response, and then we'll let everybody weigh in. I think it's at 6:28, and this is your good friend Pearl, who you have only nice things to say about.
That smile.
That smile that I.
I think I finally blocked her on Twitter. It was too
Oh,
much.
wow.
I couldn't handle it.
But you guys got along.
I gave her the Andrew Tate treatment.
You guys got along so well when you were on the show here together, no?
No.
I don't know. I got to do a better job of pissing people off. I'm not mad at anybody. There's a couple of people that are mad at me.
You just got to foment the outrage on your show. Like, we should be hating each other, and you haven't done a good job of that.
Who should be hating each other?
All of us should be fighting.
I think you're so.
I'm really encouraging you two to hate each other, but you know.
You guys are loving each
How
other.
can anybody
Tone the line.
hate Intem?
Yes.
Angel.
Angel out here. Let's sign her up.
I think you're not mad at anybody because you so much. You're just very
You're just too busy, yeah.
Life's too good, bro. Life's too good. I got money, I got things going on. I'm gonna hate you. Take time on my mother day to hate you. You hate me. I don't care.
Stress free.
A lot of people hate me online. That's fine. Here's Pearl's response. Destiny's best friend.
What trouble we get into when we assume that men and women are equal. This is what we get. Adam thinks because he has no consequences for sleeping around that she also will have no consequences for sleeping around. And what are the odds she does this right after their wedding? It's just weird timing to me. Adam, I really hope you close this marriage. I really hope you shut down the porn stuff. You know what, honestly, I'm going to call
Just shut it down. All right, cool. And then
I hate her.
I don't like her either. I would
she's she's single, has no relationship experience, never lived with a guy before.
That girl sucks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not
Have you
even
ever
in a
seen
good
her
way.
before?
No.
You've never even heard of Pearl.
Very kickable girl.
True.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So we're doing a good job of getting along here, but hating people you're seeing on the screen. Got it. Here's Adam22's tweets, and then we'll open this up for discussion. There's a tweet that he said at... kind of weird how calling me a cuck. I'm supposed to be offended. I saw the video of my wife getting plowed, and I thought she was pretty hot. And that makes me a cuck, so be it. Got it. Weird. All right, cool. We'll discuss. And then you had one more tweet.
There are a lot more tweets.
There are a lot more tweets.
He tweeted a lot about this.
He has? You have?
He has.
Go to the next tweet, if you don't mind. I wasn't born with the strength that required to let another dude bang my wife. I feel like it emphasizes when I say it. Yeah, bang my wife. Yeah. Half the reason I want to get married is just so I can say, my wife. Anyway, like that's just me. Yeah, of course. It takes hours upon hours in the gym to gain this kind of strength. Weak men will never understand it. All right, cool.
Wait, scroll down.
Scroll down? Okay.
Yeah.
No, it don't go.
Oh, we just have a screenshot of the.
What was it?
It's a picture of him bench pressing.
Oh, gotcha.
He's getting strong, so you can watch.
Got it.
Yeah.
And there's one more picture that he posted out here, and then Destiny. So happy wife, happy life. Here's Full House. Here's Adam22, his wife Lena the Plug, and Mr. BBC putting in that work out there.
Jason Love.
What was it?
Jason Love.
Jason Love. Of course, Ryan knows his name, first and last name.
Friend of the show.
Great guy, friend of the show. Yeah. Awesome. Destiny, you're on the show when he announces this. He's got one of the biggest podcasts in the world, okay? You're a massive influencer, Valuetainment, we're massive, so we're all talking our shit here. What did you think when he told you, yeah, I let my wife get banged out by Mr. Jason Love out here in these streets? What were your thoughts?
Honestly, it would have been. It wasn't. I would have loved to have been on a show with him without my good friend Crit Mac or Flacco there and had a conversation about it because I feel like there's a lot of interesting stuff to dive into. I think the stuff that I'm the most interested in are publicly, what is his persona going to become or what will it look like? Because obviously, especially since it's a black guy and that is a whole other aspect of things, how is that going to play into like his public stuff, his porn stuff? And then a personal conversation, I guess, on how I felt about it would have been really interesting to have too. But we didn't get to really dive into either of those two topics. So.
Yeah, for me, the black guy thing is like 1% of the issue for me.
For a lot of the people in this space, it's like 85% of the issue. It's like an insane, like the BBC.
Call me a traditionalist. Call me old-fashioned. I don't like other dudes banging my wife. I don't know. That's, call me a conservative. What was that? Yeah, exactly. Call me old-fashioned. So, and I get that they kind of have a thing going on. She's brought in other women. They've done their thing together. Listen, I'm no angel. I'm no rookie. I've done things with my exes and other girls. But under no circumstance whatsoever is some other dude banging my wife. What's the, like Harrison Ford movie? He stole my wife! Like, anytime I say the word wife, that's this
is true, but you keep in mind you have to evaluate this from the perspective that he's also like hundreds of women.
I don't care.
Well, of course you would, because you're the guy fucking hundreds of women. But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So is there a double standard here? Am I the asshole? Am I the traditional conservative?
I think there
that I'm not letting someone bang out my wife?
I think there's
Jason Love.
I don't
Respect
think
to you, homie,
anyone
by the way.
should bang into, I think if you're married, just stay loyal to who you're married to.
Why are you whispering that shit?
Because it's like...
Speak with your chest, girl.
I'm sorry. It's just like everyone's talking about banging everyone else. But I just think if you're married, you know, that's who you stay with and that's your partner.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like you also got to be very... careful when you talk about people's relationship because you're not in their relationship. You don't know their dynamics. You don't know the conversations they've had. You know that whole thing could turn both of them on. Like he tweeted that. You know, like you can only speak so much from an outside perspective, but you really don't know what's going on within people's personal, actual relationships. I mean, overall, I think if you pick a partner, be loyal to your partner, and whatever terms and conditions you come to, that's your terms and conditions. But here's the thing is like when you're in a public eye the way you are, you know, you have to put out tweets and statements to kind of explain certain things that you do because you become a name. You know, people have questions. And when you become a podcast and a known name where you're giving reliable information and people have questions for you, it's almost like you're obligated to kind of like, this is why and this is what happened.
It's what you signed up for.
It's what
Brian,
you signed up for.
Let me ask this, since this is what you signed up for. You've signed up for this lifestyle, no doubt. Is this sort of the new normal? Is this, hey, we all enjoy watching the freak show? Is this an open marriage? Is this, well, OnlyFans, and this is kind of how the business model works? What's your perspective?
Okay, here's my take. In the entertainment industry, the ones that get furthest to the top, we're all climbing our way to the top. We want more money, more success, more fame. We're all doing that. Why did Bruce Jenner, Kardashian, obsess? He was at the top. He was in the biggest, most watched family in the world. He kind of gets trickled out when the divorce happens. Why did he turn into a woman? Because he's fallen, now he's back up. Caitlyn Jenner was the most talked about human being on the planet for a while.
Clout.
Boom. Why does Kanye West, so successful, go on and say the shit that he did? Because we're addicted. We're all getting back to the fucking climbing the mountain. Everything Adam 22 does is successful. He's a fucking smart guy. He's hungry and he's a hard worker. Everything he's done. No jumper. Boom. Exploded. He was a pro BMXer. Exploded. Plug talk. Exploded. Everything he does turns to gold. He's a genius. He says, how do we get this? It was his Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner moment. Okay, babe. It was his idea. Guaranteed. He says, this is what we're going to do.
So
You're going to fuck the biggest black dick in the industry. It's going to blow my mind. I'm going to feel like shit about it. The world's going to explode. And it did. Fucking genius. They're going to make millions and millions of dollars. They're the most talked about humans on earth right now. They weren't 2 weeks ago. Genius. Adam 22 is a fucking genius. Him and his wife love each other. They're laying in bed reading the memes. Look at this one, baby.
But at some point...
They're so happy.
No, I get
he
it.
He does not care. He doesn't.
So you're saying they did all of this for clout?
Yeah.
For entertainment.
At some
get
point...
more money, more success. It's genius.
At some point...
Genius.
There's views, there's clicks, there's eyeballs, there's the attention economy, there's being relevant, there's all that. At some point, where are the lines being blurred? At some point, is there just, all right, you are my wife. We're not going to be doing this. What's the limit? Next thing you know, she's running late and she's got to go to a gangbang orgy or whatever.
Emergency orgy.
You know what?
Is the term.
It's business over pleasure all day for Adam, right? So
really?
Business over pleasure. She lets him every week a new top porn star and they a new girl every week. She says, babe, when do I get one? Take it. All good.
Yeah.
If you're full monogamous, so you're not climbing the entertainment ladder, you can have your opinion saying that's crazy. It's not crazy to Adam. He doesn't give a fuck. He's probably let her fuck other guys before, off camera. Huh. Probably.
So do you think he would be okay with a girl who like wasn't part, like maybe she was just more of like a quiet like type of girlfriend who wasn't in the limelight? Do you think that he would pick a girl like that? Because
if he was dating one of those girls, he would never have let her do it. He'd be like, hey, you're my little sweet muffin. You're riding the Adam train. But they're a team. They're Batman and Robin. Adam and Lena.
She's a porn star by trade too, right?
Yeah.
See, yeah, to me that's work.
It's all good.
Like, it's like we both know the profession that we're in. You okayed it.
Also, I've been on porn sets, and after being on porn sets, I really understand now. It's not cheating. Like I've dated a porn star.
Well, it's like actors.
Not cheating?
It's not.
You consider it cheating?
Of course not.
No,
would you consider it cheating?
It's not.
I think it's irrelevant, cheating or not.
Oh,
they really show up and it's work and they fuck and then they're like, okay,
it's like
great job.
actors in sex scenes.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. That's
it's
cheating.
not like fucking someone else.
That's
Intimacy is what kills us.
Here's what I will say, and I'm almost going to contradict myself here for a second. You know how they say there's that phrase that's like, man, you ain't about that life.
Yeah.
I'm about that life. No, you ain't about that life.
Right.
once you make this decision to be about that life, just be about that life.
Exactly.
Like I say this to OnlyFans girls, it's like, you've already done the OnlyFans thing. You've already put yourself out there. You've already made your money. You've been out there. It's like, don't stop now.
Yeah.
Do your, like,
you're about that life already.
Yeah, you're already about that life. Everyone knows.
You got the
You're on podcasts talking about you're doing X, Y, and Z. It's like, you're about that life.
Yeah, go for it, baby.
Nobody gives a shit at this point.
To the moon.
So, be very careful before you become about that life.
Yeah.
Right.
Because once you about that life, there's no going back.
You nailed it.
The internet lives forever.
You nailed it.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it.
1001 now.
See, like for me, I think this would be an entirely different conversation if it was something in the context of their personal marriage and relationship. If it was like she asked that, like she had a desire to step out or open up the marriage or f this guy or something. But if this is their profession,
This brought them closer together for sure.
I love
Sure
when
thing. This
some
is a
guy
milestone
bangs out
moment
my
for them.
wife. It just brings us so much closer together.
Yeah.
They're living
Destiny,
a
go
different
ahead.
life.
Make some sense of this. Listen, for
There's
those
no sense to be made here. I learned this a long time ago. There are some people that have certain views that are very, very, very hardwired into them. They're very fundamental to their character, and they cannot fathom that another person could enjoy something that they can't, or could be okay with something. The earliest example I found in my life is I love playing video games on the autistically most difficult level. For me, the most fun I can have is losing 500 times in a row to beat it at the end, and the 501st try. My streamers watch this, and people looking at me like, there's no way you can enjoy this. You can't possibly do this, blah, blah, blah. And nobody will actually accept that, except they see me do it a ton, and eventually they accept it. When it comes to, especially, being in an open relationship, I see this. This is especially true when it comes to open relationships. And the conversations are exhausting and a little boring because all you get is people saying like, there's no way you're okay with that. Like, you've got to be coping. You've got to be, there's no way you can enjoy your wife getting fun. And it's like, listen, if both people are okay with it, they both have the freedom to do whatever. Like, all you can do is take them at their word. Unless you see some kind of external behavior otherwise. Like, for instance, some guy like has a breakdown and he's like, maybe I made a mistake. Then sure, then it's like, okay, well, maybe this isn't your choice. But like, all it is just people projecting their own, like, there's no way Adam can enjoy this.
Right.
And then combining that with a whole bunch of the incredibly retarded red pill shit, where it's like, no, you don't understand. Like what Pearl said, men and women are different. Adam can 300 girls, and that's okay. There's no way that affects Lena at all. But if Lena even one guy, it's gonna ruin it. Like, this is the most brain dead shit in the world. People just can't understand it, which is fine. But like, and the judgment's
to be clear, you kind of threw that in there. You're in an open relationship. Yeah. You and Melina, she's been on the show multiple times. I don't think Ryan knew that. How do you deal with like your girl leaving and doing her thing? And I get it as a guy.
What's that mean, leaving and doing her thing? What do you mean by that?
Well, ask him.
Well, yeah, so I mean, we're f***ing other people, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I just want to hear it.
There you go.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Well, how do you deal with it?
I mean, I just don't get jealousy around those types of things. And I imagine that she doesn't either. Usually, jealousy is involved in other ways, where it's like, am I getting enough time? Am I getting enough intimacy?
Destiny is hung like a fucking camel.
Sure.
Yeah, you just found that out. You want to up your number a little bit, buddy?
Oh, yeah.
Now, Ryan, you'd interview a lot of porn star girls. You've been with your girl, your baby, 8 months.
Yeah, my baby.
Would you ever let your girl be with another dude like that?
No. I'm too insecure. However, I'd rather her Jason Love than go on a date and see like her laughing and smiling with the guy. That would destroy me more.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you can feel with that, Destiny. If she starts getting intimate and cuddling and watching shows with them, that would eat you up versus getting right?
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where the pain comes in.
That's where the pain comes in. If she's
But
smiling,
for me,
the
this is
actual
work.
act of sex, getting banged out by Jason Love,
is less bad.
is less painful than her giggling on a date with some dude?
If she tells you she's
1000%.
going to girls' night, but then you see her through the coffee shop window laughing with another guy, they'll kill me.
I've been cheated on in both contexts.
Yeah, the intimacy part.
I've been cheated on in both contexts. One where it was completely physical and transactional, and that was something that I was able to work past and move forward in a relationship. And then there was one time that he swore it was just physical and transactional, and I knew deep down that there was chemistry and feelings
that
there.
killed you.
And I ended up being right. He dated her after we broke up, and that was way more painful.
Way worse. Yeah.
And I also my life has been defined by a bunch of experiences that I said I'd never go through, or I'd never be okay with, or I'd never put up with, and I've been smacked in the face by it 100 times over. So I was of the mindset of like, open relationships would never work. And now I just think it wouldn't work for me. But also check back with me in 5 years. I might be so in love and so secure with somebody.
Your girl gives you
cool
when you're laughing together and she's smiling, look at you like right through your soul in your eyes. Seeing her do that to another guy is worse than seeing her take a facial.
Heartbreaking. Yeah.
Again, call me old-fashioned.
I just want to say, I'm so sorry. It's so nice to hear you say that because 99% of these fucking shows, the only thing when people talk about dating, they're just talking about fucking people.
Right.
So it's cute that you and your girl are actually in love. I like hearing that. That's cute.
Well,
Destiny's my guy.
Natalie, how would you feel if you saw your man with another girl?
No, I'm not okay with any of it. Physical, relationship, on a date, on the phone, texting, none of that. I'm good.
I'm like that too. Currently,
I'm good.
I
That's
don't
just
think
me
I could do it.
personally. I like to kind of just keep what I have private with who I'm intimate with.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at in my life right now. I don't judge people who do differently. Now that we've been through so many people and I've met so many different people who have like open relationships, I now can say I at least understand why people do choose that route, and I can see where people maybe feel comfortable with their partner to do that. But personally, I'm insecure. I don't want to be. I don't want to share my man.
Something I would say real quick too, also on top of what you said, which I also thought was funny. I'm sorry, it's very rare I see other men on these shows that actually like women, unironically. That wasn't a side on you. Sorry, that was on the red pillars.
What do you mean that actually like women?
You're the one who hates women.
Because most guys, yeah, but I hate women in like a joking sense. Mostly people like
Destiny,
in this
I like
space.
women more than you.
Maybe, but
I
I was
get
talking
along with women way
about
better than you.
I was talking about red pill guys.
I'm just a dude.
The thing that you said about how you said that you couldn't handle it because you're insecure. I think that a lot of those types of relationships, the open stuff doesn't work because of insecurity. But it's funny because the thing that you're insecure about, to some extent, speaks to your securities.
I agree.
The idea that like watching a girl f somebody is like whatever because it's just dick. And I think a lot of guys, that's like terrifying to them. That's why they think of like when I get with a girl, she can't have more than like a 3 body count because I won't stack up to the prior guys. But the thing that you're insecure about is actually the stuff that is really important. Like, you know, if my girl fucks somebody else, that would suck. And I'm sure you wouldn't like that. You said it. But like if she has that deep type of emotional connection that I thought she only had with me, that's like the thing that you care the most about. So yeah,
absolutely.
It's actually very strong and
100%.
secure of you to be able to admit
guys,
that.
This is where I'm going to give you I hear you, I respect you,
What
I
about
like
Anthem?
you.
That's good.
Like, all the above. No. No. I'm just, okay, what's worse? I walk into a restaurant and I see my girl having dinner with
Joe.
Bill.
It's the eye contact.
I'd be like,
it's the vibe at
guys,
dinner.
what's going on here? I don't like any part of this. What's up? In so many words. Versus, I walk into my house and Bill,
but their
and
hands
his
are like this on the
BBC
dinner table, and they're looking at each other like this.
Whatever, bro.
That is a key part.
Okay, I get that. There's levels to this shit, guys.
Right.
Versus walking to my house and I hear my girl and I see my girl getting banged out by Mike Love, Jordan Love, Jason Love. Sorry, porn star to the stars, and I'm disrespecting your name, guys. It's not even close. And don't call me a red pill, misogynist, like weirdo. There's levels to this thing. Okay, that's.
There are levels, but like
call me crazy.
There are like if I'm chatting with a new girl or whatever, and it's so funny. I totally agree with what you're saying. If I was chatting with a girl,
you're having a man crush right
I am.
now.
Should we switch seats?
Yeah,
I feel like I'm in the middle.
You two are okay with your girl
if there was like a
getting
new girl that I'm
banged
chatting
out
with, and
by
I've got
some
like,
dude.
if I'm chatting with a new girl, I've got something like kind of casual going on or whatever, and she doesn't respond to my message for a night or whatever, and she shoots me a message the next morning. She's like, oh, I met this deal last night, we hooked up or whatever. It's like, oh, okay, that'd be like one thing. She was fucking a guy, whatever. But if the message was something more along the lines of like, oh, like I was gonna message you last night, but like I had dinner with this guy till 4, we stayed up chatting till like midnight, I'd be like, oh,
yeah,
it would be like more personal. Like, oh, okay, I guess, yeah. It's a different type of,
Because
for sure.
sex can be
Do you
compartmentalized.
think you guys, and I appreciate you're like male bonding over here, bonding over.
I feel like they're therapists.
Yeah,
like
this
I'm
is
in
great.
the middle.
Brittany's in the middle, and Tem's just like, what did I get involved in? Do you think most guys, if you can give me percentages, understand your situation or what kind of?
I think a lot of this comes with, I'm gonna guess, sexual confidence. Do you have a lot of sexual confidence?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a lot of.
That didn't
like,
sound confident.
Like a
to me.
7.4.
Okay, sure. I have a lot of sexual confidence, right?
That's
So
all
like,
specific.
you either like what I'm putting down, you don't, and if you don't, I don't care. I have enough girls that I understand. I know what I'm doing, right?
Right.
But so if you don't like fucking with me, either you don't like the size or shape of my dick, or you don't like what I do. Okay, fine, whatever. But if you don't like me as a person, and there's another guy that you like more as me as a person, it's like it's a more of an indictment on your character. Like I would rather have a girl. I would rather a girl look at me and be like, 5'8", I'm good. And like walk away, as opposed to like we went on a date and like oof, I didn't feel that guy at all, right? That would like hurt more, I think, because it's more of like a personality thing than.
So you'd rather your girl, just to be clear here, I'm summing this up.
Sum it up.
What I'm hearing is you'd rather a girl make fun of your dick than your personality.
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
His dick just not that cool.
Because it's just dick. The personality is so much more
even
vulnerable
worse.
person.
It's
I would
like,
rather a guy
it
say he's
hurts.
not attracted to me and would never have sex with me in a million years than be like, you're dumb and not funny.
I'd rather them make fun of my dick
Yeah.
than call me a dick.
I'd be like,
But
okay, keep it
I
moving.
agree with you in that I think that 85% of guys listening would disagree with what we're saying, but that's because the insecurities around like penis and performance and all that run way deeper. They wouldn't even get to the personality.
And
in their mind, they would rather have the girl say like, I didn't get along with him, but he had mad.
By the way,
they'd rather
cut
hear
that
that. I
up.
think.
Clip, short clip. Destiny agreed with Adam. That's it. We'll end it right there.
Yeah.
By the way, real quick. Speaking of agreeing with you or disagreeing with you, your good friend Tristan Tate weighed in on this kind of stuff. Okay. Shout out to Tristan. Shout out to Andrew. I'm friends with both of them.
That's cool.
You're only friends with one of them, apparently. But here's what Tristan Tate had to say about open marriages and this type of situation here. And, you know, hopefully you guys can still remain friends after this. Show the headline, by the way, if you don't mind, Angel. So him and his confident friends are opining about marriages, open marriages, and beta men. If we can go to actually his quote. Obviously, we don't need to relitigate what's going on. We're wishing them the best. Romania, complete fraud, I think. I think it's a setup job. I don't think there's human trafficking whatsoever. All of a sudden, you're neutral? You said that they were guilty.
What?
I'm not neutral.
I said that everything they said was on their YouTube. I don't know why they're guilty.
I think it's an absolute bullshit what's happening to those guys
Uh-huh.
beyond, for sure. And I think they're going to beat the charges. But go to what Tristan Tate had to say about open marriage. It's the next thing over. Gotcha. All right. Well, here's what he had to say while our friend is looking for it. He says, that's not, regarding open marriages and open relationships, that's not how men should be. If you engage in degenerate behavior, like sharing a woman in any way, shape, or form, marriage isn't for you. Being a man isn't for you. And then he went on to say other words of, here it is right here. Can you read what he says, Nat, here?
Where? Yeah, it says, and yet another episode of Cigar Night Q&A.
No,
with,
the bottom quote. That's not how men should be if you engage.
That's not how men should
being
be
a man isn't
if
for you.
you
We got
engage.
it. All right, there's another thing.
Okay.
Anyway, you were friends with Andrew Tate. Well, sorry, Tristan
Didn't
Tate.
these guys brag that all their girlfriends were like doing cami business and like a million guys jerking off to their wives and girlfriends? Isn't that kind of weird? Maybe
Let's stay on topic here for a second. That's different than your girl getting banged up by another dude. Do you think Tristan Tate has a point here, though,
No,
by
of
the way?
course not.
You don't think so?
No.
Yeah.
Different people have different relationship styles.
I agree.
Okay.